Okay, we're out here today testing some of our Vetterli conversions and finalizing the ammunition. So I'm out here at 50, and these are the conversions that are done with the firing pin. We're going to see how well they work. Well, so far so good. The conversion works well without no trouble. Let's go down and take a look at the target. Well, pretty much spot on. The first one was a bullseye, then the other two, that just tore the paper because it's not quite flat. It's one hole. So that's not bad for that load at 50 yards. It's not shooting that high. Of course, I'm aiming a little low. I'm going to put the rest of the rounds I have through it. That particular one does have some pitting in the grooves too, so I want to check on the build-up and that. That's another thing I'd like to have some experience and discuss it with people, how this ammunition reacts with a bore that's less than perfect. Alright, another thing I'm doing out here is also perfecting the load. This is a 10.4 by 42 millimeter, and this would be what you would use in the later versions of the rifle with a little bit different chamber. It's the 69s and 70s, and I think some early 71s. You got to use 38 millimeter long case with a heeled bullet is what I use. And people have asked me for cases and components like the bullets, basically cases in the bullet. So I'm also working on getting this perfected so I'll be able, to get you something that's usable and a correct load to go with it. Now this load here is pretty much at the max, but it's accurate. The variation against the chronograph is real good, and it shoots well. And again, generally these sights are set for about 200 yards or meters. Not quite sure. I'm hitting the bull. If I aim low, if I put that thing way down in the bottom of the notch, and aim towards the bottom of that target, yeah, that one went wild on me. I don't know if it's because the bore and there's buildup. That's another thing I'm going to experiment with and check it out. But that's it for the 42 millimeter. Now I got a couple other ones to check out and burn up the other type of ammo I make. Okay, second time around we got a bit of a spread. Could be from the bore condition, but we're still able to plug one into the bullseye. So, like I said, that one there has some pitting. I fired about 8 rounds out of it. I just want to see what it does to the bore, if that pitting is like building up lead or what. So it's another thing I'm experimenting with there, is trying out the condition. Alright, now we'll go on to our other guns. Okay, now we're going to go with the older, the 69, 70s. How you can distinguish these is the rear sight's different. And usually they have 3 barrel bands and checkering of some sort up here. Now these particular guns, the earlier ones, the chambers were not cut for the 42 millimeter, and that's where the confusion is. So now I have a healed bullet that's 300 grains instead of 350 on 38 millimeter brass, roughly. Now this cartridge will fire in all of the Vetterlis. It'll fit in the old ones, it'll fit in the new ones, it's not too terrible. So again, we're out here. This is another one of my firing pin style conversions. This rifle is not as rough as the other one. The bore was rusted. There's some type of pits, but the other one was more somebody fired corrosive ammo and didn't clean it. So the stuff was in the grooves. This here just has some odd spots in it where rust accumulated most, over the years. And but it cleaned up nice and smooth. So we'll see how this particular gun shoots. And again, at 50 yards, gonna see what we can do here. And this is with the 50 Alaskan brass. It is functioning, but the rim is smaller than the label, so you got to be quick with it, or else it'll come loose and the extractor won't take it all the way out. See, if you're a little bit more force out, it'll come. Let's go see. Okay, this gun is shooting high as expected, but as you see, the group is much better. Okay, much better. I think what I'll do is line the sights up, point aim on the lower dot, will be up high on the other paper, but I'm going to try to go for an accuracy group with this gun, maybe 4 shots or something. So you see, the bore condition does make a difference. Alright, another thing I'm kind of out here testing today also, you guys are waiting for the conversions, is there is no guideline to go by. And one of the things I'm looking into is the firing pin protrusion difference. In other words, how far does the firing pin stick out from the face of the bolt. I'm going anywhere from 60 to 70 thousandths. I have made one that was 80 thousandths, but I would get a pierced primer every now and again. But about 60, 65, 70 is what these came out. And so far, so good. Good strikes, solid strikes, no light strikes. Now if I went with a 40 thousandths protrusion, see, this is what I'm testing this to make sure that my conversions function. So I'm not just throwing it out there, the firing pin sticks out, sets the primer off. Might not do it reliably. I'm trying to also check the reliability. Alright, what we're going to do, we're going to line the front sight up with the rear sight, put that on that lower diamond across that target and see what we get. And try to do it every time, see if we can get some consistent aiming point. It's easy to remember instead of how far down did I go, or try to get some accuracy results here with this load. Got my little buddy. Yeah, all is good. Didn't do it quick enough. Alright, so far so good. Positive hit. Primers aren't pierced. So I'm satisfied with it. Let's go see what we did accuracy wise at this gun. Alright, you came like that. 4 shots. That's pretty good. And like I said, that is not a perfect bore. Okay? Now, as for where you're shooting at 50 yards with the sight picture, with your rear sight net here, you're shooting about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 or 12 inches high at 50 yards. So that is about correct and right where we want to be. So that one's working just fine.